Hi, this is Ian from Lean Media, and today I'm going to be talking about my WordPress site, which I haven't done in a while. Usually it's about Amazon or Shopify or something like that. Today I thought it would be a good time to talk about WordPress because for a long time I used WordPress as my primary web publishing platform. And to a certain extent, it served me pretty well, but it also had some pretty major failings. And just to give you one example, yesterday when I was looking at my Lean Media website, I had this error message, and it says there's been a critical error on this website. Learn more about troubleshooting WordPress, and I had to go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out what was wrong with my WordPress site. Getting into cPanel, trying to enter recovery mode, and it didn't always work. Looking at all these help articles, and I finally said, okay, I've had it with my Lean Media website running on a certain theme. That theme was called the Fox. Um, and there were just a lot of kind of interconnected things that were causing major problems for the website and preventing people from actually viewing my content, which is the most critical concern here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of this particular website, running WordPress a theme called the Fox for about 6 or 7 years, and then why yesterday I was basically forced to rip it all out and then start with a new theme called Astra, which so far, knock on wood, I'm happy with, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on it. So let's actually take a look at the website now. So this is leanmedia.org. It's my primary website for talking about all things related to running an e-commerce business and platforms and whatnot. It was originally created in 2016 or 2017 to promote my book. And if you click on the book page, this is what it looks like right now. A long time ago, it used to have all these buttons for people to buy the book because that was one of the primary purposes, was promoting the book, the Lean Media book. Since then, that's become kind of a secondary thing for me. Really, right now, this Lean Media website's about promoting my voice and my knowledge about media and e-commerce and Amazon and Shopify and all these other things. So it's really shifted more to using the blog. But when I created this website, basically I didn't use the stock WordPress themes that were available at the time. That's like, what do they call them? Like 316, 315. They have all these numbers. And they were good for blogging, but they weren't good for e-commerce. So I hired a designer to create a custom website for my book. And she was a very good designer, and I worked with her, and I said, look, here are the business requirements. Promoting the book and my brand is the most important thing. The blog is kind of a secondary thing, but basically, can you set up this website, this WordPress website, to be an e-commerce website for my book and to promote the brand? And so she looked around at different themes that were available, and she found, and many WordPress themes out of the box, so to speak, they're really focused on creating a blog. So the blog is the front page of the website, but I wanted the front page of the website to be more about me and the book. When I first launched this website, it was just basically a picture of the book and some positive reviews about it. And I wanted people to be able to press a button to buy the book directly from my company or through Amazon or Apple or something like that. So that worked out for a couple of years. She installed this theme called the Fox, and one thing at the time that you should be aware of, this is 2017 or so, was the websites to create content. Many of these special themes, they had all these building blocks that had to be kind of attached to the theme via plugins. So there was like a slider theme, there was a separate theme for creating certain types of content. You had to have a special kind of like a sub-platform within WordPress called WooCommerce to do sales. And then once you activated the WooCommerce, you had to add all these other extensions and plugins to get the WooCommerce to work. So Stripe, Amazon Pay, all of these other things. So actually it was a pretty big deal to have a website like this. It was using the technology of the time, which involved using all these sliders and builder modules and things like that, and it was not easy to use. I'm a guy who grew up, I learned HTML by hand reading like an MIT webpage in 1994, 1995, and I'm used to kind of getting into the guts of things to a certain extent, but also I just like being able to type something out easily, whether it's a blog post or a page. And The new setup for WooCommerce sites and modern WordPress sites circa 2017, it was really moving away from that. And the result was this website had tons of extra stuff that was attached to it. And I found that over time, things kept on breaking. First, it was WooCommerce, which was causing all kinds of problems I wasn't, to be honest with you, I wasn't really using it a lot after the first year or two. But all these things had to be updated. I kept on getting messages from, like, for instance, Amazon Pay. They've updated something. You have to change some configuration. It was a pain in the neck. So eventually what I did is I ripped out WooCommerce. That was maybe 6 months ago. And then yesterday, I got this error message, just a cascading series of error message. It was related to a certain plugin that the old theme had to use. So I just decided to start over basically from scratch in terms of just keeping the content that I already had up there, but ripping out this old theme and all these attached plugins that came with it, and just starting with a new theme. So when I was looking at themes, one of the important things to me was actually making the site run faster, because I was aware that it was a slow loading site thanks to all this the old theme and all the extra plugins that it had. So Astra, the theme here, was a very appealing choice for me. It's plugged as fast, fully customizable, and beautiful WordPress theme. The other thing that was important to me, besides the fact that it had thousands of positive reviews, was it seems to be actively supported. Because one thing I've learned over the years is if you install a plugin or a theme that maybe it doesn't have a lot of support, it's like one guy or one person working on it in their bedroom with their spare time, the chances of it actually being not supported after a while is pretty big, which means that the theme will stop working, and that might break functionality on your website, or you start to get error messages like the one that I got. So basically installed Astra. I had to clean up a lot of extra code that was lying around from the old theme, because the old theme had its own system for implementing layout. And so all this markup code was not markup, actually, it's a type of specialized code snippets were popping up all over the pages and the blog, and I just had to strip all that stuff out. It took me a couple hours to do it, but I'm pretty happy with the result. The new website, this is it right here. It loads pretty fast. It looks pretty good. And then when I go to the book page or I go to the contact page, it seems to work pretty well. And so I'm happy with this so far. I'm going to keep an eye on it. But hopefully I won't have to touch this theme for a long time. It's a free theme, Astra, and it seems to be pretty easy to work with, so I'm happy with it for now. But basically that's the kind of the update for my WordPress site. If this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and usually I have new videos, one or two new ones every week. Thank you so much for watching.